up and welcome back to another Back to Gist video. Today we're going to be doing kind of like a Back to Gist meets Fitness Friday, and I figured I could share a little bullet journal spread on how you can actually plan your own fitness routine. So maybe you already have a fitness routine, maybe you've never had one before, maybe you're just watching this solely for fun, who knows, but basically the premise behind today's video is that whether you've had one before or not, how to actually like plan it all out into a bullet journal spread and make it so that it's kind of like fixable or changeable for each week. I feel like I've gone through quite a few fitness routines. I like to every 3 weeks or every month or so basically kind of shift and change a few of my fitness goals. There's nothing like crazy in terms of like a big giant overall fitness goal that I'm really trying to aim for, aside from maybe like running a marathon. Like I guess that if I were to say there was anything, it would be that, but it's not like high priority right now on my fitness list. So it's more so just a level of, I feel like every 3 to 4 weeks when I shift my goals a little bit, it more so narrows it down for me on a monthly basis. That's like, okay, out of all the fitness related and health related and wellness related things, these are my top priority, or like my priority plan for this month, or like action plan for the month. So you need to figure out what your fitness goal is. If I were to use the whole marathon thing for today's like example, you know what, maybe I should take this as a sign that it's time to just like stop talking about potentially running a marathon. You can make your fitness goal anything you want. You can even just make your fitness goal to maintain your overall wellness, maintain your overall health. Maybe you're looking to change up your diet and eat more plant-based. Maybe you're looking to have more energy, to lose some weight, to tone up your muscles a little bit. Your fitness goal is exactly that. It's your fitness goal, and it's going to be completely subjective to whatever you want to do. The reason why you need to know like a fitness goal and why basically this is the first and most important step is because this is going to shape your entire fitness routine following after what you know you want to accomplish. You could either have one fitness routine for the whole year, one for a season, one every few months. You could even change your fitness routine up every week if you wanted to, because as long as you have a main goal or a main priority, that's all you really need to have a fitness routine that will then feed into you achieving that goal. So once you know what your goal is, the second step then is to ask yourself, like, how much time do you got? Like, how much do you realistically have to invest into your health and your wellness? Now, there's a quote, and it's from Drake of all people in the song Come and See Me, where he's like, we make time for the things that we want. And that is like I feel like such a true statement. Like, I know there's something I need to do, but I'm not like finding time for it. Then I know that my need or my want for this thing is clearly not as big as I think it is if I'm not making the time for it. Life is definitely busy, but I think that if you can look at time almost like a type of like investment, a type of value system that you're investing into your overall health and wellness, it might make it a little bit more, like it might make it easier on yourself to find some time within your schedule to then go ahead and be active. If you know that your weeks are like off limits and you really only have the weekends, that's totally cool too. If you know that only every other day you're gonna have a little bit of time, that's fine. But it's basically just a matter of figuring out on your schedule how much time are you able to give towards this goal. And then those two things together will then meet and basically then flush out exactly what you're gonna be doing. So the third tip and step, I guess, when it comes to making a fitness routine is, where do you wanna be when you're exercising? And I think that this is one of those like answers that we tend to kind of steamroll over or maybe not think as much into. My fitness routine in the summer is different than my fitness routine in the winter, because in the winter I don't necessarily want to be outside, but in the summer I want to soak up as much time outside as possible. So if I wasn't like shifting and changing my fitness routine, then I might spend a lot more time in the summer in the gym versus being outside, because I didn't give myself like that option. So I want to run a marathon, that's my goal. I have the ability to give like 30 minutes every morning, and I want to be working outside. I basically just created the framework for a fitness routine that then I can fill in with the details that are kind of like customary to myself. So those 3 steps are the most important. Like what your goal is, when you're gonna be able to do it, and where you wanna do it, and that will basically get you down to the how. If I could give like any piece of advice based on my own life experience, it's to make it as simple as possible. I think that, I know like when I first started getting into like fitness and health, it was back like back in college, I would say was the first time that I really started to dig into it. I really started to research maybe, you know, lifestyles that I felt like I was kind of called to. And the more and more I researched it, the more and more complicated it felt. And the more I was like, okay, like, am I supposed to be eating more protein? Am I supposed to be eating more fats? Am I supposed to, you know, be eating only during certain hours of the day? Am I supposed to, like, it can become super complicated. Like, do you strength train? Do you break up all your muscle groups on any given day? Do you only do cardio once a week? Do you not do cardio at all? Like, there's just so much information out there. So I feel like when you break it down into simple terms for what you already know to be true, being that, like, basically we need to move our bodies at least 20 to 30 minutes a day if we can, and generally that we need to eat more whole foods, like foods that are as like minimally changed or processed in any way as possible. Everything else from there is kind of like icing on the cake, you know? So I think if you make your fitness routine simple, it's going to make it easier to follow, and then you can actually slowly and progressively make tweaks and changes that are going to be more, I guess, catered towards what you feel like is working for you and what you feel like isn't. Once you have your why, your when, and your where, it equals your what. And that's literally as simple as it needs to be. If I know I want to run a marathon and I know I have 20 minutes a day and I know that I want to be outside, then my fitness routine is probably going to be running each morning outside and then eating the kind of foods that I should be eating to basically help me or help a runner. Like what type of foods help recover my body the most. Basically, the simpler you make your fitness routine or your fitness regimen of any kind, it's just gonna make it so much easier for you to follow. So even just like planning it out into a planner, you don't wanna have like a million things you have to fill out because, okay, there's a fluff on me and it's really pissing me off. I think that bullet journals are amazing for keeping track of your fitness routine because it keeps you motivated when you're checking in and you're seeing like your bars fill up and you're seeing things get checked off or workouts be checked off. But I feel like when, like, it can get overboard if you're trying to do way too many things or overcomplicate what fitness or health means to you. So like, let's say your why or your goal was to tone up and your ability to work out was Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays, and you would rather work out at home because you don't want to, you know, maybe where you're at, you don't really have like a place to work out outside, or you don't want to like put fork money towards a gym membership. Then in that case, you could make your fitness routine to be doing HIIT or any kind of home program. So there's so much like on the internet that is so accessible. There's so many workouts online. There's also so many apps you can get and like programs you can get on your phone, on your Fitbit, on your computer, where you're getting like workouts that you can do easily at home, like 10-minute morning workouts or 30 minutes if you're doing every other day. So that could be like one example. Another one is if you're just like, your goal is to basically help your overall wellness, you will have a flexible schedule and you'd rather work out with friends in terms of like your where, because that's also totally a thing. I know that there's some people that love to work out alone. Like, I definitely prefer working out alone, but if I'm working out on the weekends, I like to be around like other people or with friends or do something that's a little bit more like active, like socially. So let's say you would prefer to work out with only friends, then like you can join classes, you can join memberships, take different classes at different times throughout the week and kind of keep your fitness routine very flexible in that way. If your goal was to like lose weight, you had the mornings open and you wanted to be outside, you could go cycling every morning, you could go running every morning, or there's for a little while I was doing this thing where I would run to a specific park, do a couple like just like overall body weight exercises at the park and then run back home. And that was kind of like a good mixture of getting my heart rate up and getting a little bit of cardio in for the day, then also doing a little bit of strength training, so working on those muscle groups, and then taking the jog back home, which was kind of like a cool down. And then last but not least, you're gonna wanna basically make your bullet journal spread for about 3 to 4 weeks. The reason why I, like, this is completely personal preference, by the way, so if you do want to shift around those 3 to 4 weeks, feel free, but I just feel like 3 weeks is usually about as long as it takes to start to really ingrain a habit into your like subconscious. So I feel like every 3 weeks checking in, it's like a really good way to see what's working, what isn't, what I was kind of struggling with, what was super easy to follow through on. And not only that, I feel like every 3 to 4 weeks, that's when things start to feel a little stale for me. So that's why when I shift things up and I kind of like focus on maybe where my goals were kind of lacking, shift and change those for the next 3 to 4 weeks, then it just keeps things nice and fresh. This is also too super easy because I feel like a lot of habits kind of fit into your fitness routine. It's not necessarily just about when you're gonna work out or what kind of foods you're gonna eat. It's also about like how much are you sleeping, how much water are you drinking, how many steps are you taking, are you meditating, are you stretching? And so those habits that feed into your fitness routine, you can focus on a few of them at a time rather than all of them. And then every 3 to 4 weeks, once that one habit starts to feel like it's like second nature and you're not really thinking about it as much anymore, you can focus on a new one, like intaking more water or getting longer sleep, you know? That is pretty much the whole system in which I like to plan my fitness routines. But let me know what you guys think down below. Any goal, like fitness related or not, if I'm filling up like a bar in my bullet journal and like watching it be completed, it feels really good. Kind of becoming like aware of how my body's reacting to my lifestyle choices and what's making me feel really good and what necessarily doesn't make me feel really good. So it's always just like an interesting thing. I feel like you kind of turn yourself into a fun little experiment, and there's something about that I just like geek out over. So yeah, there you guys have it. That is my how to plan a fitness routine. Let me know what you guys thought down below, and aside from that, I will see all of you guys in the next Back to Gist video. Bye guys.